Okay, before I forget, there's no class next Thursday. We do come Tuesday though, and I've canceled the meeting for that day. I think hopefully you got a message. Okay. All right. Last time we talked about slope. Slope is, we have a formula for that, just like there is for all of them. Slope, remember, is, we note it as lowercase m. And it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That slope, that's the, well, if I put the right camera on. There we go. Okay, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we have 3, 6, and 5, 11. Remember, they're always in the form xy. x1, y1. x2, y2. Okay, so y2 minus y1. y2 is 11 minus 6 over x2 is 5 minus 3. Now we do the arithmetic. 5 over 2, and that is our slope. I hate to say super duper whiz bang important, but it is very important. You're going to see slope in a lot of different forms. Now, what if we have this? What if we have that y equals 7? Is this in slope-intercept form? Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept. Is this in slope-intercept form? Yes. This is actually y equals 0x plus 7. We don't write the 0 because anything times 0 is 0, so that's going to be just eliminated. And how would this, excuse me, and remember, a slope of 0 is a horizontal line. Horizontal, side to side, like the horizon. So 7 is about right here. And so a slope of 0. And you can put that in your handy dandy graphing calculator and it'll show you this. Okay, so this is in slope-intercept form. Now what if we have this? If x equals 2, is this in slope-intercept form? Not really. However, you can graph this. Now what this means is, no matter what y is, remember y is, that's the y-axis, x-axis. No matter what y is, x is always 2. This is not super duper whiz bang important, but you are going to see this from time to time. So if y is 0, x is 2. If y is 5, x is 2. X is always 2, no matter what y is. If y is negative 5, okay, if y is negative 5, x is 2. So here we have a straight line up and down, and the slope on this one is no slope or undefined slope. We'll talk more about that at some point. Now, we also talked about slope as rise over run. What you have to do here is find 2 points of intersection. An intersection, just like when you're driving your car and you come up to a stop sign, not necessarily a stop sign, but where two roads cross. And that's basically what we have here. We have a grid of what could be streets. Okay, here's a nice straight pretty line. Now here's an intersection here. You see where this line crosses exactly at an intersection. Here's an intersection. And it crosses here. Does it cross an intersection up here? No. This is an intersection. This is an intersection. This is an intersection. And this is an intersection. So do we have 2 points? We need 2 points that exactly, where this line exactly crosses at an intersection. And now it's rise over run. How much does it rise? We're going to go from here up to here. We're going to make a right triangle out of it. Like you're driving your car up and then over to Walmart. So how much does it rise? 1, 2, 3, 4. It rises 4 and runs side to side. 1, 2, 3. So our slope here is 4 over 3. Okay? It's real simple. It's just a little bit different from what we're used to. Okay, now here we have a little bit different. On this one, our line goes up and to the right, so that you know that's going to be a positive slope. If it goes down and to the right, which happens here, we know it's going to be a negative slope. Okay, here's an intersection here. Here's one here. There's no other. That one's close, but it has to be exact. Okay, so we draw a nice, pretty right angle up and over, or you could go this way and up. Doesn't make any difference. How much does it rise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It rises 5, runs to the left is a negative number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 6. Now remember, negative 5 over 6 is the same thing as 5 over negative 6, which is the same thing as 5 over 6 with a negative sign in the middle. It all means the same thing. Okay? Okay. What could be more fun? Okay. Now, we have a new formula. This is called point slope. P-O-I-N-E. A point of a linear equation of a L-I-N-E-A. A linear equation. Point slope. Now, point slope, you look at this thing and think, holy moly, I can't do this. This is stupid. Well, I agree. It's stupid. But you're not. And the point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. I promise you this is real simple. What this is going to do, you're going to get a problem on the final exam. You'll realize we only have like 5 days left. Believe that? Mm-hmm. What if you had the slope of 3 passing through R-O-U-G-H. Passing through the point 25. Okay? Look, I know the wording on these problems that they give you on the final exam, I don't know what Yankee came up with this stuff, but it's confusing enough without some moron coming up with some phony baloney wording of this. I'm going to ask you, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form given. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write in slope-intercept, S-L-O-P-E. I-N-T-E-R-C-E. The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Right. Passing with a slope of 3, passing through this point right here. So it's very, very easy, I promise. Look, this y, this x, stay x and y. It's going to end up being this y and this x. So all we have to do is plug in the numbers you know, solve the equation for y, because slope-intercept is y equals all this misery. So we're going to solve it for y. So we get y minus, remember this is always xy, y minus 5, bear with me here, equals m, which is our slope, 3 open, and remember that, excuse me, that x stays x, minus x1, which is 2. Okay, now we have order of operation. Very, very simple. Y minus 5 equals, now we distribute the 3 over everything inside, 3x minus 6. Is that right? I think so. Now, we want to solve this for y. Y equals mx plus b. So what are we going to get rid of? The negative 5. We're going to add 5 to each side. Remember, you cannot add 5 to the 3x. You have to add it to its like term. So now we get y equals 3x minus 1. Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. And there we have it. Very simple. Let's do another one. What could be more fun? Okay, our slope is 5 through TH, bonehead, R-O-U-G-H, through the point 3, 4. And remember, x and y. Am I going too fast? Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. Okay. So our slope is 5. Oh, wait a minute. When you get this, look at it and say, what am I given here? What are you given? You're given slope and a point. So what formula we're going to use? Oddly enough, we're going to use point slope. Point slope. And point slope is y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. I wish I had a nickel for every time I've written that. Now take a drink of your Diet Coke. Now plug in the numbers you know. Solve for y. So we have y minus y1 is 4 equals m, which is 5, open, x minus x1 is 3, close. Now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. Excuse me. On the final exam or on any test as far as that goes, you've probably already figured this out. You're going to lose focus around halfway through or so through the test. You're going to think, oh man, What am I going to eat tonight? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Willie's. Yeah. Yeah, I think. What was I doing here? Did everybody get a copy of that formula chart I sent you? Now, a lot of those formulas you won't use this semester, but you will at some point. It took several years to put that thing together, but it should be all of the important formulas that you need to get you through most of this. And some of it, if you look at it, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. But at some point it will. And sometimes the formulas are a lot easier to follow when they're written down. Okay, so when you look at this, you think, ask yourself, what can I do here? Can you do anything here? Not really. Can you do anything here? Yes. Distributed property, right? Super duper whiz bang important. We're going to distribute the 5 over every term inside of the, whatever you call that. So it's y minus 4 equals 5x minus 15. Okay, we multiplied the 5 times everything inside here. Now, add 40, because now we want to solve this equation for y. We're going to add 4 to each side. And y equals 5x minus, let's say. We won't, I think. Okay, am I going too fast? Please tell me if I'm going too fast. Okay. Now, about as difficult as these get is when you these godless negative numbers in there. Okay. Okay. And slope intercept, N-D-E-R-C-E-P-T. Slope intercept is y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1 closed. Okay, and again, this isn't slope intercept, you bonehead. This is point slope. I'm sorry, I'll do better. No, I'm not. I'm probably not going to do any better. Okay, point slope. Because what are you going to be given? You're going to be given a point. You're going to be given the slope. Now, if you have this is about as difficult as these get, and it's really not very hard. If your slope is -2 through H-R-O-U-G-H through -3, -6. And again, you shall probably sick and tired of hearing me say this. X, whoops, sorry. Okay, so we have, okay, so we have y minus y1 is -6 equals m, which is -2, open x minus -3, closed and closed. Okay, remember the negative or minus sign means the same thing. The negative sign means the opposite of. Or you can, what's the opposite of -6 is, can you be more stupid? Y plus 6. Give me 6 or 8 chances, I'll get it right. Equals, now we multiply, let's clean this up here. -2, open x, and again, minus a minus is a plus. Right. Now we distribute the -2 over everything in here. So we get y plus 6 equals -2x minus 6. Remember, a negative times a positive is a negative. Negative times a positive is a negative. Okay, so now we subtract 6 from each side. y equals negative 2x minus 12. Right. Okay with this? Really very simple. Just looks nasty. Kind of like my first wife. I can show you a picture of her. Let me see if I can find it. Where is she? Yeah, she's a looker. Yeah, that's her. No, that wasn't her. Where is she? Here she is here. Can you imagine going through life looking like that? Whew. And after we got married, she was like that. People always say, well, why did you marry her then? Yeah, she was easy. You can't say that. That's inappropriate for the school environment. Okay. I don't want it. Okay. Let's do another one of those with all the godless negative numbers. And again, y minus y1 equals open x minus x1. But if we have a slope of negative 4, Throughh, through the point negative 5, negative 2. Okay? Look, when you see this, if your brain goes numb, just ask yourself, what am I given here? You're given slope, you're given a point. So what formula we're going to use? Oddly enough, point slope. So we get y minus y1, x and y, minus and minus 2, equals m, which is negative 4, open x minus a negative 5. Okay, let's clean all these negative signs out of here. And remember, negative means the opposite of, so we get y plus 2. Right? The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2, equals, and we're going to distribute the negative 4 over everything inside here. We get negative 4x. And this is going to turn out to be plus there, right? Negative 4 times a is negative 20. We subtract 2 from each side, and we get y equals, stupid boy, negative 4x minus 22. Okay? Okay. What could be more fun? Take a drink of your Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get this on the final. Right, the equation, Q-U-A-T-I-O. The line, stupid boy, L-I-N-E. Passing through these 2 points. Do 1 and 4, 7. Let me make sure this is going to cause 2 and 6. Yeah. Okay. You can look at this. If I was doing this, I'd say, what the hell are these people talking about here? I mean, what the heck are they talking about? Oh, my stars. Yeah, write the equation of the line passing through the point. And again, ask yourself, what can we calculate from 2 points? Anybody know? What can we calculate from 2 points? Ms. Garcia. That if you're so smart. She's out smoking, I'll bet. Daniela. Well, how about Mr. Razzo? You always know everything. It's no fun if you know everything.
Sir, what happened?
What can we calculate from 2 points?
Can you calculate if you have 2 points?
Yeah. We have 2 points. What's the one thing we can calculate?
Honestly, don't know.
Slope, right? Remember this from the other day? When we have 2 points, what can you calculate from 2 points? Slope. Slope is called M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is a y here. Right? So what is our y2 here? Okay. X and Y. X and Y. This is the first coordinate, so we're going to call it x1 and y1. This is the second coordinate, so we're going to call it x2 and y2. Now plug in the numbers you know and do the arithmetic. Y2 is 7. We get 7 minus 1. Right? Y1 is 1. Everybody with me here. Over x2 is 4 minus 2. So we get 6 over 2, which is 3. And that's our slope. Okay, you're going to see this from time to time. What is it that you can calculate from 2 points? Slope. Okay, now what are we given? Do we have the equation of the line yet? No. Now, what do we have now? Ms. Reynosa. Ms. Reynosa. Is she out smoking too? I think so. Mr. Trejo? Is everybody out smoking? What do we have now? Slope.
That's right.
Right. And what else do we have?
We have the
2 points. 2 points, right? So what formula are we going to use if we have point and slope? What formula are we going to use? Oddly enough, point slope. Right? And point slope is excuse me, y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. Now we have 2 points. Which one are you going to use? Doesn't make any difference. Use either one. The slope of this line is going to pass through both of these points. I'd use the easier one. Call me lazy. Okay. So y minus 1, y1 is 1, equals, our slope is 3 open x minus, and what is our x? 2. Now we do distributive property here, so we get y minus 1 equals 3x minus 6. Everybody with me here? Okay, now we add 1 to each side. And we get y equals 3x minus 5. Okay, let me show you this. I'm going to go get my graphing calculator. I don't know why I don't have it in here. Hold on just a second. Resume. Okay. So this is what we have. 3x minus 5. Right? Right. Okay. First you turn it on. And we get 3. The x is here. X. Oh, you're stupid. You have to go to y equals, which is up here. And we get 3x minus 5. Is that right? Yes. Now we go to the graph. Now where's it going to cross the y-axis? -5, right? This is our slope. This is our y-intercept. So it's going to cross the y-axis at -5. Did it? Yes. Here's our line. There is each one of these tick marks generally is 1. You can change that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Did it go through the points 2, 1? 1, 2, and 1? Yes. And did it go through 4, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, it did. You can also go to the table and look there. When x is 2, when x is 2, y is 1. So yeah, we're right. And when x is 4, when x, well, bonehead. When x is 4, y is 7. So yes, we are correct. Okay. 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 Let's put that aside for a minute. Okay, it says, if you're given this, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. If you're given passing through the point 0, -3, with a slope of 4. Now, what are you, well, slope of 4 through this point. What are we given here? We're given a point and slope. So what formula we're going to use? Oddly enough, point slope. Y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. So we're just plugging the numbers we know, solve for what we don't know. And remember, this y and this x stay x and y. So we get y minus y, remember this is x and y. Y minus y1 minus a minus equals m, which is 4. You know that our slope is 4. Open x minus, and x1 is 0. So we get y plus 3 minus a minus is a plus equals 4x. Okay. Multiply 4 times everything in here. 4 times x, 4x. 4 times 0 is 0. Now we subtract 3 from each side. We get y equals, and don't subtract 3 from the 4x. This is actually plus 0. We just don't write it. Equals 4 x minus 3. Okay? What could be more fun? It's like being at a Beyonce a Beyonce concert. Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, about as difficult as these get is when you have all these negative numbers. If you have -1, 3 with a slope of -4. Again, what are we given here? We're given a point and we're given the slope. So what are we going to use? But before I forget, on the final exam, please don't tell Professor Burke on me or the dean. I don't remember what his name is, but please don't tell that I'm going to allow you to use your notes. Okay? I'm in enough trouble with them as it is. Okay, what are we given here? A point and slope. So oddly enough, the formula we're going to use is point slope. Y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. This is x. This is y. So we get y minus 3, right, equals m, which is -4, open x minus -1. So we get y minus 3 equals -4 x plus, minus and minus is a plus. Now, we're going to do distributive property here. We'll get y minus 3 equals -4x minus 4. Is that right? My brain just went numb, which happens a lot. So we're going to add 3 to each side, and we get y equals -4x minus 1. You can put that in your handy dandy graphing calculator and see if it works. Okay. Oh, get this one if you're so smart. What do we have? -1 comma 7 with a slope of undefined. What in the world is that going to look like? They want you to write an equation for this. Remember, undefined slope is up and down. Undefined. Through -1, 7. I'll tell you what I would do here. I'd draw pictures. -1 is here, and 7 is here. More or less. So our line is going to look kind of like that. So what are you going to do as far as an equation goes here? Remember, no matter what y is, x is always -1. Right? 56. I don't think you're going to see that on the final, but you might. No telling what those people will do. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's that. Now, what time is it? Okay. We're going to kind of switch gears here. After 4. But that's not what I want to do. Oh, we're going to go to chapter 7. Now, chapter 7 says solve the system of equations. System of equations is where the two lines cross. If you have this pretty coordinate plane, one that goes there, another one that goes here. How many points are on these lines? An infinite number. There's an infinite number on each one of these lines, but there's only one point that will satisfy both of these, and that's this one right here. That point right there will solve, both of the equations. Now, what we're going to do first is there's 3 ways of doing this: graphing, substitution, and elimination. Solve by substitution is the T-U-T-I. Solve by substitution. This is going to take into account an awful lot of what we've already done. If you have this line, 3x plus 5y equals 26, and you have y equals 2x, we put a bracket around it to signify that it's a system of equations. Now, what we do is we substitute. You can't solve an equation that has 2 variables in it. But what we can do is we can substitute. Remember, this y and the 2x are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same. It's like a loaf of bread at Brookshire Brothers and a loaf of bread at H-E-B. The same thing. So what we do is 3x plus 5, but instead of y, we're going to substitute 2x equals 26. Now this seems real complicated. Just stay with me and it'll make sense. I promise. Okay, so remember, y and 2x are the same. So we're going to plug 2x into there, and then we'll only have one variable. We have 3x plus, now we multiply 5 times 2x because this is 5 times y. What is it, 10x? Equals 26. Now we have like terms here and here. We combine like terms, we get 13x equals 26. Divide by 13. Well, yeah. Then x equals 2. Is our answer? No. We want to know the point, this point right here, you have to know the x. Oops, sorry. We have to know the x and we have to know the y of this. So now we know what x is. Now we substitute 2 in for x in either one of these equations. It doesn't make any difference. Do the easy one. This one's already solved for y. So we have y equals 2x. Okay. So y equals 2 times x is 2. So y is 4. So the intersection of these two is 2, 4. This is our answer. Look at that misery. Proud of yourselves? You should be. This is probably the longest way, but it's the easiest to understand. There's another way that's actually easier, but you're going to say, what? What is that boy talking about? Let me see if I can find another relatively easy one. 8, 7. Okay. So what if we have this? What if we have if we have x plus 3y equals negative 28, and we have y equals negative 5x. System of equations. Now this one's already solved for y, so we're going to remember this y and negative 5x are the same. They're equal. They're exactly the same. So in the other equation, x plus 3 times y, but instead of y, we're going to plug in negative 5x equals negative 28. Is that right? I think so. Now, there's basically only one thing you can do here, and that's to multiply 3 times negative 5x, so we get x minus 15x, right, equals negative 28. Combine like terms here, we get negative 14x equals negative 28. Everybody okay? Am I going too fast? Okay, divide by negative 14, and we get x equals, now remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Was it 2? Positive 2. Is this our answer? No. Remember, we're looking for the point of intersection, the point where these two lines cross. So we plug we plug 2 in for x. In either one of these equations, it doesn't make any difference. Let's use this second one because it's already solved for y. Y equals negative 5x. Instead of x, y equals negative 5 times 2, so y is negative 10. So our answer here is, again, it's always in the form xy, 2 comma negative 10. Whoops. In parentheses. Okay? What could be more fun? Okay. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that one's nasty. Nasty and dirty. Well, let's try this one. 7x plus 4y equals 13. Now this is about as hard as these get, and it's really not very hard. X plus y equals 1. Now what we want to do is we want to solve one of these equations. Doesn't make any difference which one. This is the easiest one here. Right? We could solve this for y, this one up here, x or y. Then you're going to end up with some godless fractions. Nobody wants that. Okay, so you can solve this for either one, x or y. Let's solve it for y or x. It doesn't make any difference. So how are we going to get y over here by itself? Subtract x from each side. And we get y equals negative x plus 1. This is the same as that. These are the same. They're just rearranged some. They're all basically the same stupid thing. So now we're going to plug negative x plus 1 into this one up here. So we get 7x plus 4 times y. But instead of y, we're going to plug in negative x plus 1. Where am I here? Equals 13. Right? Now you get your drink of your Diet Coke. Now you look at this and you think, what in the world is all this? Okay, there's really only one thing you can do here, and that's multiply 4 times everything in here. Distributive property. So we get 7x. Now 4 times negative x is negative 4x. And 4 times 1 is 4. Equals 13. Now remember, the reason we're doing this is you cannot solve an equation excuse me, with 2 variables in it. We want to get rid of one of the variables, one of the letters. Now we combine like terms. If you want, you can go ahead and move the 4 over to the other side at the same time. 7x's minus 4x's are 3x's. Plus 4 equals 13. Subtract 4 from each side, very simple algebra. And we get 3x equals, what is that, 9? Divide by 3. X is 3. 9 divided by 3. Okay? Remember, this equation right here, this equation right here are the same. Just rearrange them some. So this one's already solved for y. So let's use that one. Because remember, we need an x and a y. So y equals negative x plus 1. So y equals negative 3. Okay, it's negative x. X is 3 plus 1. So y is negative 2. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Excuse me, negative 2. So our answer here, our solution is 3 comma negative 2. Okay, now we can plug these back into the original equations and see if they work, and see if they're equal. Let's do that. 7x plus 4y equals 13. So 7 times 3 plus 4 times y, or y is negative 2. Does that equal 13? 21 minus 8, 4 times negative 2, negative 8. Does that equal 13? Yes, it does. It works. Now, it can't just work for one. It has to work for both of them. Because remember, what are we trying to do here? We've got a line here. We've got a line here. This is the point of intersection. So this one point, 3, negative 2, has to work for both of the equations. So we get x plus y equals 1. Okay, our x is 3. So 3 minus 2. Okay, 3 minus 2. Does that equal 1? Yes. 3 minus 2 is 1 equals 1. So yes, it does work. It's the one point that will work for both of these. What fun. And again, this is called substitution. You're going to see this from time to time. Okay. Y'all don't worry about me for Thanksgiving. You know, I'll have peanut butter and jelly probably. Don't worry about poor Johnny. Okay, what if we have this? Get this if you're so smart. X plus 3y equals negative 28. And y plus 5x equals 0. System of equations. That's a good Diet Coke. Now look, the x and the y are here. They don't have a coefficient. They don't have a number in front of them. So that means it's going to be easy. We can make it easy. Now, which one do we want to solve for? Let's solve for this one because this one, 3y, is a fairly small number. Doesn't make any difference though. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to subtract 5x from each side. And we get y equals negative 5x plus 0. We don't need to write the plus 0. All right? So y equals negative 5x. Now you plug it back into the other equation. And remember, this equation and this equation are the same. They're just rearranged. So we get x plus 3 times y. Y is negative 5x. Where are we? Equals negative 28. Okay? Now we distribute the 3, or we just multiply this. So we get x minus 15x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Equals negative 28. We combine like terms. X, see, now we have one variable, and we can solve for one variable. Simple algebra. X minus 15x is negative 14x. Equals negative 28. Am I going too fast? Everybody okay? Okay. So now we're going to divide by negative 14. Get x is 2. Let's plug it into this equation. Because remember, this equation and this equation are the same. They just look different. But you can plug it into this one too. It doesn't make any difference. So, but this one's already solved for y. Y equals negative 5x. So y equals negative 5 times 2. So y is negative 10. So our solution here is 2 comma negative 10. In parentheses. Look at that. All proud of yourselves? You should be. Okay. Y'all had enough? It's good stuff, huh? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? No? Okay, I'll send you the recording of this. Just what you want to do on a Thursday, huh? Is look at algebra. My ex-wife would say twice. Any questions? Nobody has any questions? Okay, y'all have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. And remember, we only have class on Tuesday, not Thursday. Thursday's Thanksgiving.
All right, have a good one.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Igualmente, gracias. I don't know what that means, but it sounded Spanish.
Bye, have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Have a good
Yeah, have a good day.
Bye-bye.